him? DTM canteen. Canteen burrito. I think canteen. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I know it is past 10 o'clock, so I hope all of you all have caught up on your coffee and your breakfast, and you all are no longer falling asleep. Because my session is, I'm going to make sure you don't fall asleep. And to achieve that, I would like to see as many of you all on camera so I can interact with you. Also, I don't have to apologize for my voice because I'm not suffering from flu. I always used to, but this year I took the right decision to get myself a flu shot. And I hope all of you all follow that example and avoid getting yourself into a flu. My focus today is the Toastmasters website and the amazing resources that we will find there. So let's get started. As mentioned by the MC, my name is 𝗂𝗂𝒏𝒈. I am a distinguished Toastmaster. I did it twice. Besides that, I'm a certified trainer. I love photography. I love scuba diving. And these are some of my social media channels, especially my YouTube channel where I create a lot of content for Toastmasters on my channel Tech for Toastmasters. Do check it out. Today's session, the microphone will be muted, but as I said, if you can be on camera and interact with me, I would love it. Keep yourself on the speaker view so that you can see my content, because I don't do PowerPoints. I do screen sharing kind of thing. And do put your queries in chat. This is Toastmasters. We want safety. So make sure you're aware of your surroundings. And in case of an emergency, you know how to get out. Before I start, I want to get some feedback from you, the audience. And what I want to know from you is, why have you joined Toastmasters? And what do you expect out of it? And by this, I don't mean just the new members. I want to hear even from a district director. I've opened the whiteboard. I would like to see some content being created on this. Just use the text option that is available on the left-hand side and type something. Why did you join Toastmasters? I know I joined Toastmasters because I wanted to give better presentations to my board members, which I do quite often. But what about you? Okay, I love this guy who said he joined because he wanted to eat samosas. Unfortunately, in these days when all of the sessions are conducted online, you have to live with, I guess, virtual samosa. Somebody was forced, and that happens too. Networking is a great way to connect with others in Toastmasters. What about others? Let's see some more content being shared. Okay, you can put in the chat also. Event Chair says networking. Vikarudin says to develop communication and leadership skills. Sometimes to drink green tea. All this is good stuff. Okay, the rest can continue in the chat. Let me close the whiteboard. And let me explain to you my learning objectives for today's session. We are already at 4 minutes. As you can see, my timer, I don't need a timer because my timer is running on the screen. I want to talk about the Toastmasters website, and it has 3 parts. The part that is accessible to anybody, whether you are Toastmaster or not. And I don't know how many of you all know that anybody can go to a Toastmaster website and get so much insight, even without joining Toastmasters. We call that the public access. And there you can get the resources, you can get magazines, you can even shop Toastmaster content without being a member. and that's the public access. You can even know how much money Toastmasters made last year, by the way, without being a member. As a member, you can get certain kind of access where you can go to your profile. You can go and manage your education as shown by a previous presenter. You can get discounts when you go to the shop. I hope it is up. It has been having some problems recently because of the change in the ERP system that they have. You can get your magazines delivered to you, physical magazines, and you can subscribe to them, and you can control what we call your privacy. Very important in these days when your information is sold around the world, and Toastmasters is what we call GDPR compliant. I don't know how many of you all know what GDPR means. It's an initiative by the European Union. It means General Data Protection Regulations. So to control our information, who can access our information. And finally, there is a section for officers. If you're a club officer, if you're a area director, division director, district director, and so forth, they have certain information to manage their area that they are as an officer. I will not be focusing too much on officers section today. I will be focusing mostly on the public access and members. Okay. And the best way to do that is obviously to open the website and not see this inception of myself, but rather something like this. So the Toastmaster website is a powerful resource for all of us. It contains resources. It contains archive of almost 98 years that Toastmasters has been in existence. And it contains a lot of tools, the education tools and your profile tools. So first of all, I just want to talk about Toastmasters. You have just joined the club. You have just become a Toastmaster. You have paid your dues. Now, this website should not be your first resource. Toastmaster website is one of the resources. Nothing can take away from the core that is your mentor. So you need to be working once you join the club. Make sure your club has assigned you a mentor that you can go out and have a cup of coffee, sit down and understand exactly what you will get out of this program that you are paying every 6 months. Then your club officers, the president, the vice president, they should also be sitting with you, explaining to you the benefits. And finally, your club members that you meet regularly. That is your first resource. But once you start learning to fly and you want to spread your own wings, then you can say, why don't I learn more? Why don't I go to the Toastmaster website and see what is there? And let me tell you, there is a lot. You don't have to really go back to anybody if you want to get answers to any question. Not only will all the information be available here, but at the end of the day, you can even reach out to the Toastmaster staff and they will respond to you with the query. And sometimes depending upon the time, now they are closed, but if the timing is, let's say around 4 o'clock, then you can even chat with them directly. So a lot of resources are available. So let me first talk about the public resources that are available. I am not logged into this website. As you can see, I'm anybody in the world who has just gone to toastmasters.org and want to understand a little more about what is this website all about. The first thing, of course, is that you will find that we have this education program that was referred to by my previous colleague, the Pathways Education Program. And you can learn a lot about it even without joining Toastmasters. You can see, what is this program all about? What can I get out of it? Start reading. Then every month Toastmasters publishes magazines. So you can check out the various magazines that are available. Read the articles. They're all free. Nothing you have to be paid. And then you have a section here called resources. For example, you have resources on branding. What is Toastmasters brand all about? You want to learn more about speech contest that was referred to by the first presenter. what is this different types of speech content? You can go and find the information there. For example, now everyone is talking about hybrid meetings, and you could say, oh, what is this hybrid meetings all about? You can click on it and you will get some wonderful resources on hybrid meetings. Let's say you talk about technology for hybrid meetings. You click on it and you can see there is a full article on the technology that you need to conduct a proper hybrid meeting. And you may say, who has written this wonderful article? And you might see, oh, that name sounds familiar. Do you know who has written that article? Anyway, this is one of my contributions to Toastmasters about a year and a half back, when they reached out to me and said, you do a lot of hybrid meetings, why don't you write an article on hybrid meetings? So these are the type of resources that any member, any person on earth basically who has internet access can come, explore, and find information. And I even mentioned to you, we can even find out, even if you're not a Toastmaster, how much money is Toastmasters actually making? I know it's a non-profit organization, but are they making a lot of money? You will find the information somewhere in this section. But even if you don't, for example, the easiest way I find to find information, if it is not easily available in the sections like this, then what I do is I just go to Google and I say, for example, Toastmasters financial statements. And I will get, okay, your 15 KD or 15 dinars that you pay, where does it go? I can actually see the profitability, and I can see that they are making $18 million a year. So all publicly available, because it's a non-profit, they don't hide anything. Everything is accessible. You want to know how many members are there in Toastmasters? Even before you join Toastmasters, you can say, oh, is it really a good organization? How many clubs do they have? How many members do they have? You can come here under this Leadership Central and you can click Distinguished Performance Reports. And remember, you are not a member now. I'm not logged into this website. I'm just any Joe from anywhere in the world. And I can see all the information about members. How many members are there? How many new members they have? How many renewed? And so forth. And if you want to know more about, let's say, oh, this District 20 you are talking about, Kuwait and Bahrain, what is it about? You can click on District 20 and you can see how many clubs are there. We have around 124 clubs as a base, and as of now 105. Okay, so there is something that we can interpret from it. So this is the kind of information I'm trying to highlight to you as a public you can easily access by coming to this website. And as I said, if you want to really dig into the different resources that are available, whether it's on online meeting, on speech contest, or public speaking tips, it's all free. You can go and read this information even without paying a single fils. Okay, then you might ask me, okay, then why am I paying? You're paying because you're getting that experience to sit with members, deliver speeches, get feedback in real life, not in a virtual space as a website. Also, as a public, you can also go and shop things. There is a e-commerce website here. But as I mentioned to you, this service has been sort of offline for the last 3 or 4 months because Toastmasters is currently in the process of upgrading the e-commerce website. So hopefully very soon, all of us can go and buy some pins and t-shirts and jackets and some material that we can help us to improve ourselves. So that's the e-commerce website. Also, there are magazines that you can download and read. They're all free. And even you can download the entire month's magazine as for example, a PDF file. So as you can see, if I can just click on any month, this is a September magazine, and it can download it as a PDF file and you can put it on your iPad and read it at your leisure. And the good thing about Toastmasters is that it is not something one way. You can also contribute. Like as you saw, when I showed you the article on hybrid meeting, I contributed. But also you can, for example, whenever you are going somewhere, take the magazine with you, take pictures in an exotic location, send them to the magazine, and you will be featured. I went beyond taking the magazine to an exotic location. I took it where it has never been before, in Sharm el-Sheikh, underwater. And that was quite an interesting thing. So it was featured in the magazine. So we can be part of this experience. Then this is also an article that my wife, who is also a distinguished Toastmaster, contributed. And you can see that it is featured in one of the magazines, and including our cat here. So it's not all just learning, it's also fun, it's contributing, it is networking. That's what the website is all about. Next, I will like to spend a few minutes on showing you, as a member, what can you get out. So this is so far, whatever I've shown you is information that is available to the public. What can you get as a member? Now, as a member, you first need to log into the website. And so you have a login section here. And you will have a username and password, or member ID and password. As mentioned by DTM Hanan, is that the first time that when you come to this website, you won't have a password, because nobody, when you are entered into the roster as a Toastmaster, you will receive an email, and that time you have to use this option, forgot password, so that it will send you a reset message to your email, and then you can come and update your password. But I already have the password, so I can log in. And now I'm a Toastmaster, because now I'm operating this website as a Toastmaster. And the first thing I did when I got my profile is I clicked here under profile, and I made sure a nice picture of mine is updated here. In fact, this is quite old. Let me change it. So I just have to click here and select choose a file from my computer. Let's choose something nice. Oh, the image is too big. I need a smaller size. Okay, I'll do that later on. I have to resize the image to be smaller in size, because it's a profile photo. It requires a smaller size. And one more thing I want to show you, that as a continuation, like if you wanted to choose a new path, this is another way. When you are in your profile, directly you can click on choose a path here from the profile section, or you can directly go to your Basecamp from profile. As mentioned by Hanan, you could also do it from the education program, but also you could do it from your profile section also. It shows me that I'm currently enrolled in one path, and then I can jump to that path and continue my education. It also shows me all of the awards, education awards, that I have accumulated over the 4 years that I've been in Toastmasters. So as you can see, these are the various awards that I have accumulated, and it's nice. Initially, when I first joined Toastmasters, I wanted to see something, and then one by one they started coming, and then I felt great. I'm learning, I'm developing. You can also see if you have helped other clubs, and our first session was going beyond the club, given by our trainer. And he was talking about things that you have to do outside of your club. So what have I done? So you could go and check. For example, I've been a coach, I've been a mentor, I've been a sponsor, and so forth. Right? You can also see the offices that you have held, the leadership positions, because remember, Toastmasters is not just about communication. So as you can see, I've been a division director, different club roles. So all of this is in your profile, and it's nice that once you have it, you can know exactly what you have achieved in your journey, in the money that you are paying for Toastmasters. If you have ordered stuff from Toastmasters, and I do a lot, then all the order history will be here that you have purchased from Toastmasters using the shop, which is, by the way, currently offline. So these are the various orders that have been placed. So this is where you as a member can access your profile. You can jump straight to the education section. You can purchase stuff and you can manage your profile. If you are a club officer, and I hope all the new members try to make sure as soon as possible you take up one of the responsibilities in the club to run the club, then you can access what we call as Club Central. So if you're a club officer, so I am a VP Education as mentioned by the MC of Kuwait Challengers Toastmasters Club. So if I click on Club Central, okay, it is prompting me, are you meeting online? For the time being, I will close it. And here we can manage the club. I can submit payments for my members. I can check who are the members. I can submit education awards so that we get like club, what we call distinguished club program. So the more awards that your members achieve, then the better your club ranks against other clubs in the world. So you need to try and get that distinguished club award by encouraging your members to deliver their speeches, deliver their projects, get new members, and so forth. So there are various things, but because this is a new member orientation program, my role is not to explain today all of this. This will take more time. I'm just telling you, if you take up the role as a club officer, then you have tools here to manage your club. But as a normal member, let me go to my profile. And as you can see, first of all, you might, after you have changed your photo, you might want to check your information about your current password. If you want to change the password, you can do that. You can change the contact information. And a question will ask, can we change our email address? Yes, we can change, because remember, email is not permanent. So if tomorrow you decide, okay, you're using your work address and you change the company and that email is locked, yeah, you can come here and change it to a different email ID. You can change your phone number. You can even change your name, by the way, while registering, if somebody made a mistake, spelling mistake in your name, you can come here and say edit, and you can give your correct name. Similarly, the GDPR is very important, and you can tell Toastmasters how you want your information to be processed by Toastmasters. Do you want to receive emails from Toastmasters? I have said yes. You could choose not to. And if you say no, they will not send you emails. So that is the level of GDPR that Toastmasters complies with. It is up to you. Would you like to receive mail, which is younger people might not know what is mail, but there are letters and things that we receive. So that's mail. In fact, I should set it to no, because it takes time and I don't really, email is enough for me. Third party, that is if you want to order through the online store, then you need to agree to share that information with the third party so they can ship the products to you. What about a phone? As you can see, I have already set it to no. I don't want to receive phone calls from Toastmasters, because it will be, first of all, from US, and they might call me at a time when I'm sleeping. So I just said I don't want. And secondly, lastly, do you want your name to be shown in some of the reports that they publish? You may not want to. And if so, you can say, no, I don't want my name to be shown anywhere in any public reports. And you can then update the privacy, and that is your GDPR. Okay, and then you have your address. You will notice that my address is not Kuwait, even though I'm in Kuwait. I use the US address because it reaches me faster. But you will put your address here, Kuwait address, as long as you have a valid PO box or Bahrain, whatever the address might be, whatever country, Egypt, and then they will send you the information, the magazines and so forth to that address. Okay, so that is as far as the website is concerned, the resources that are available. And as I said, for me, the best way that I get when I want to search something, if I know where it is within the sections, okay, I will go and search for it, because sometimes it can be quite difficult to find the resources on the Toastmasters website itself. So if we say resources, you can search different resources by category, whether you are interested, for example, in the, let's say, club meeting roles. And then you can search for different types of files. For example, club meeting roles, I just search find. Then I will get all of these tools to ensure that I have a counter script, general evaluator, checklist, and so forth. You can download those resources and you can start using them. Okay. But most of the time I find it much easier to just open a new tab, type Toastmasters, and then type my query. And I'll end up in the same website, by the way, but I'll get what I want immediately. For example, I want to know meeting roles. What are the different meeting roles? And you can see, for example, club meeting roles. It's on the Toastmaster website. I open it, and you will get all the information about the different meeting roles. And you want to know, for example, what is this table topics everyone keeps talking about? So click on it, and it will give you information about table topics, tips on how to give terrific table topics, and so forth. Okay. If you want, for example, to learn more about the counter role, then even it has a script and a log. You don't have to think, you just download this log and print it. And you can do your role by simply putting the name of the person and how many R's they have, how many ums. A very useful resource. Everything is available simply by I just typed Toastmasters and then what I want. And sometimes when you type Toastmasters and then type your query, let's say Pathways Education Program. So you can get all the information, plus you might get even additional information from other districts and other resources that are available and you can go through all of this, and it's all free. I can see from my timer that I am at 28 minutes. I have 2 minutes to answer any quick question. Additional questions will be answered during the Q&A session. I hope whatever I have said has been of some use to you, and you will be able to use this resource in your journey, whether you're a new member or whether you're a seasoned Toastmaster. There's always something to learn on the Toastmasters website. Thank you, Vikaruddin. Thank you, Event Chair. And back to you, Master of Ceremony. My apologies, I had enabled the mute. I have now.
Thank you so much, 𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. Thank you for your workshop. Clap the hands, audience, leaders.